Pasco snorted. Soon, perhaps in a week or two, after he had made up enough wins to redress the lead Enrique had on him, he would reveal his secret. A birthday gift from his grandson. An electronic gadget that kept all his names and addresses, birth dates and phone numbers. It was a clever thing, packed with a huge library of words and phrases in different languages, and it had come in useful more than once when Pasco had found himself dealing with foreign tourists. It also had a dictionary in it that was excellent at suggesting whole words when you only had a few letters to go on. Thinking about the boy made him think about his son, and guilt stirred in his chest. He was supposed to call him yesterday, but after work a few of the men went to the local bar, and he had lost the rest of the evening with his colleagues and their rough good humor. Pasco sighed. His son worried about him now that his mother was with the angels. "Papa, a man like you should not be walking the streets," he would say. "Policeman is a job for men of my age, not yours. Let them give you a desk." A desk. The very idea made Pasco's heart shrink in his chest. He loved this city, like it was his own private property. And to see it from behind a desk day in and day out. His son didn't understand that it would be a slow death for him, slow and hard, like the cancer that had taken his beautiful Rosa. Through the glass doors into the precinct hall, a steady mutter of conversation and office noise washed over him. Stepping through the arches of the metal detectors, he nodded absently to the man on duty there as the scanner bleated. The other police officer waved him through with a distracted nod. Pasco doffed his cap, and he tried to push his thoughts of family aside. There were bigger problems for Pasco to deal with. Sometimes, his son seemed like he had come from another planet, with all his talk of things like the global warming that made the summer heat murderous, the scandals of the impossibly rich, and the men of other countries who seemed to kill each other for reasons Pasco couldn't begin to fathom. He sighed. It was because of those things that he didn't buy the paper for the news anymore. All too depressing. It was just a crossword now, and nothing else. Pasco noticed the boy then, and chided himself for being too deep in his own head. There was no reason not to remain observant. The youth was in his late teens, but the pallor of his face made it difficult to be certain exactly how old he was. He had a heavy brow and dark eyes filled with worry. The ends of black curls peeked out from under a tan painter's cap. The rest of him hidden inside a nondescript tracksuit the color of tilled earth. He walked like his training shoes were too tight for him, stepping awkwardly as he made his way toward the big desk where Thomas, the duty officer, was growling something at a junior mosso. The youth became aware of Pasco looking directly at him and flinched as if he had been struck. The sergeant got a good look at him then, head on. He was washed out, filmed with sweat, and there was a line of bruising on his neck. His eyes, though, were what caught Pasco. The teenager's eyes were so very serious, in that way that only the young were capable of. He saw his son and his grandson in them. The youth in the tracksuit gave him an owlish look, as if he was going to say something, and then his legs bent under him. He landed hard on the tiled floor and skidded. People heard the impact, the heavy noise of it echoing in the hall, and they turned to stare. Pasco was immediately at the teenager's side, kneeling down to look him over. He looked ill. Not like a junkie dragged through withdrawal, but someone afflicted with the sort of bone-deep sickness that ate away at a person. "Are you all right, boy?" asked the sergeant. "What's the matter? Do you need a doctor?" The look Pasco got in return told him that the youth didn't understand a word of Spanish. Part of his mind, the trained, focused part of him that was pure police, was already evaluating the boy, thinking of him in terms of how he would be logged and reported in the day's paperwork. "Where are you from?" He asked the question without thinking about it.